The Told I-4, Test of Language Development, Intermediate 4th Edition. The purpose of the Told I-4 is to assess adolescent-aged boys and girls between the ages of 8 through 17 years 11 months. The Told I-4 addresses both expressive and receptive language tasks in the language subsets of semantics, morphology, and syntax. Speech pathologists can use this assessment tool to identify children who are significantly below their peers in oral language proficiency, determine their specific strengths and weaknesses in oral language skills, document their progress in remedial programs, and measure oral language in research studies. Testing materials. The testing materials include the examiner's manual, picture book, and 25 examiner record booklet forms. Case history. Katie Glenn is a 10-year-old girl who was diagnosed with Williams syndrome at the age of 5. Katie has been receiving both speech therapy and physical therapy since her diagnosis 5 years ago. However, she needs to be reevaluated after moving to New Paltz from Michigan earlier this year. Katie is now attending New Paltz Middle School and lives at home with her mother, father, and 6-year-old sister, Lizzie. Katie's mother reported her pregnancy was unremarkable. Katie's early language development was significantly delayed, and her speech delays can be partially attributed to her weakened muscle tone. Many children with Williams syndrome go undiagnosed through their infancy and early childhood, as facial abnormalities are not always apparent or prominent enough to warrant parental concern. When Katie started kindergarten, her teacher referred her for a speech evaluation as she was having articulation difficulties due to muscle tone weakness and was exhibiting delays in language, especially in her comprehension and understanding. Katie was diagnosed with Williams syndrome soon after. Children with Williams syndrome typically display symptoms including delayed speech, difficulties remaining attentive, developmental delays, low IQ, and mild to moderate intellectual and learning disabilities. Because of this symptomology, children with Williams syndrome, including Katie, often struggle in the classroom. The most common symptoms of Williams syndrome are their over-friendliness and outgoing social nature, even in situations that normally cause anxiety or are with complete strangers. Katie's language skills have improved dramatically over the course of her therapy. However, her mother reports significant delays in receptive language tasks and mild to moderate word-finding difficulties. As a result of this diagnosis, the clinician expects the client to exhibit difficulties specifically in the areas of pragmatics and semantics. Pragmatic concerns include joint attention, topic maintenance, and contribution of relevant information. Semantic concerns include both expressive and receptive language delays, with receptive being more significant. These include difficulties retrieving words in expressive language picture tasks, as well as in tasks involving relational and conceptual vocabulary for expressive language, and misinterpretation of questions, difficulty following directions, and ability to detect ungrammatical sentence structures due to incomprehension. Areas of strength are expected to include phonological memory and expressive concrete vocabulary tasks. The Told I-4 is broken up into 6 subtests. Subtest 1, Sentence Combinations. This subtest primarily assesses expressive language. It is measuring the syntactic ability of the client to take short sentences and combine them into complex sentences. The examiner will say 2 or more short sentences, and the client will have to combine them into one.
I'm going to say some sentences. I want you to listen carefully, then put the sentences together. Make one sentence out of the sentences. Make your sentences as short as you can. For example, if I say, I am big, I am tall, you could say, I am big and tall. You make one sentence and you make it as short as you can. Now you try. I like milk. I like cookies.
I like milk and cookies.
Okay. Next. We like to run. We like to play.
We like to play.
Okay. So we like to run and play. I made one sentence out of 2. Next. The horse was ridden by Monica. The horse was ridden by Tyler.
Tyler rode the horse.
Okay, so the horse was ridden by Monica and Tyler. I made one sentence out of two. Next, we found a nickel. We found a dime.
We found a nickel and a dime.
Good. Next, Rudy sang in the show. Rudy danced in the show.
Rudy dances.
Okay, so it would be Rudy sang and danced in the show. I made one sentence out of two. Next, she came home. It was yesterday.
Yesterday?
Okay, so she came home yesterday. I made one sentence out of two.
Subtest 2, Picture Vocabulary. This subtest assesses receptive vocabulary and semantic ability. The examiner will open the picture book and place it in front of the client. The examiner will say the single phrase and the client will point to the picture out of the 6 provided that best represents what they've just heard.
I want to see how many words you know. Some of the words I'm going to ask you about will be easy and some will be hard. If you don't know what some words mean, say, I don't know what that means. If you think you know the word but are not sure, go ahead and guess. It's okay to guess. Ready? Let's begin. Look at all of these pictures. Point to the picture that best goes with these words. Monkey see. Okay, good. Now I'm going to say some more words. Be sure to look carefully at all of the pictures. Some of the pictures are used more than once, and some pictures are not used at all. Point to the picture that best goes with tail wagger. Okay, good. Point to the picture that best goes with hibernating mammal. Okay. Point to the picture that best goes with branch swinger. Okay. Point to the picture that best goes with bird chaser. Okay. Point to the picture that best goes with grizzled carnivore.
Subtest 3, Word Ordering. This subtest assesses both receptive and expressive language, but is considered primarily a language organization task to test syntactic ability. The examiner will read a string of words ranging from 3 to 7 words and ask the client to reorder them into a sentence.
I'm going to say some words that you must make into a sentence. Use all of the words and put them together to make a sentence. For example, big am I. Can you change the words around to make a sentence? You could say I am big or am I big? Let's try another. Name is my Bob. Can you make a sentence?
My name is Bob.
Okay, good. All right. Home, go, let's.
Let's go home.
Good. Next. Party fun was the.
Party fun the was.
Okay, so you could say the party was fun or was the party fun? Next. Come us with.
Come with us.
Good. Next. Hard rained it.
It rained hard.
Good. Next. Your is name what?
Your is what name?
Okay, so you could say what is your name or your name is what? Next. Cake eat your.
Eat your cake.
Good. Next. Game who? The one.
I don't know.
Okay, so you could say who won the game.
Subtest 4, Relational Vocabulary. This subtest assesses the language organization for semantic ability. The examiner will say 3 words and the client needs to tell the examiner how the 3 words are related.
I'm going to say 3 words that are alike in some way. I want you to tell me how they are all alike. For example, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. These are all days of the week. That is how they are alike. Now you try some. Red, brown, green. How are they alike? They are all colors. Okay. First, dog, horse, cat.
I have a dog.
Okay, what is a dog?
Dog. I like dogs.
Okay. Next, ocean, lake, pond.
River.
That would be another example. What are those?
Rivers have fish.
Okay. Next. Venus, Mars, Saturn.
Candy.
Okay. Do you know another meaning?
I like Mars bars.
Okay.
Subtest 5, Morphological Comprehension. This subtest is a receptive task. The examiner will read a sentence and the client will need to distinguish if the sentence is grammatically correct or incorrect. The sentences contain mainly morphological errors and some syntactic errors as well.
I'm going to say some sentences. Some of the sentences are correct, some are incorrect. You tell me if the sentence I say is correct or incorrect. Let's try one. I see you. Is that sentence correct or incorrect? Yes, that's a correct sentence. Let's try another. Me play ball. Is that sentence correct or incorrect? Yes, that's an incorrect sentence. Okay, let's start. Those boys looked happy. Is that sentence correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Okay. Next, we make some pudding. Is that sentence correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Okay. Next, we haven't no candy to give her. Is that sentence correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Okay. Next, they like school.
Correct.
Okay, good. Next, he done the dishes already. Is that sentence correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Okay. Next, they was all here for breakfast. Is that sentence correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Okay.
Subtest 6, Multiple Meanings. This subtest measures expressive ability. It measures vocabulary specifically to the client's knowledge of homophones. The examiner will say a single word and the client will respond by saying as many meanings for that word as they can think of.
Sometimes the word we use in speaking will have two or more meanings. For example, the word sun can mean the bright hot star which provides the earth with daylight, or it can also mean a boy child. On this subtest, I will say a word and I'd like you to tell me as many meanings for that word as you can. Let's practice with this word, see. Tell me as many meanings as you can for see.
I look and see.
Okay, good. It could also mean the ocean or yes in Spanish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Cent.
A penny.
Okay, good. Another example could be the smallest unit of money.
Okay.
Next. Steal.
You can steal from someone, you can take, like rob.
Good. Steel can also mean a metal that's made from iron. Next. Heal.
Heal, like healing, you can fix someone.
Good. The heel can also mean the back part of your shoe. Next. Dough.
Like flour for bread.
Good. Dough can also mean money. Next. Write.
I write with my pencil.
Good. Write can also mean that something is correct.
Scoring demonstration. The items on all subtests except for multiple meanings are scored as either 1 point for correct or 0 points for incorrect. For multiple meanings, the client may score more than 1 point for every correct meaning in response to the given word. Once a client reaches a ceiling by getting so many items wrong in a subtest, the examiner is to move on to the next test. Each subtest has its own ceiling rules. First, the raw scores are recorded into Section 2, Subtest Performance, and compared with the Appendix A to get the correlated percentile ranks and scaled scores. Appendix C is used to find the age equivalents for the subtest performance. The scaled scores from Section 2 are recorded into Section 3 under the correct composite performances of listening, organizing, speaking, grammar, semantics, and spoken language. The scaled scores are summed up and compared to Appendix B to find the percentile ranks and index scores for each composite. Section 4 lists the descriptive terms ranging from very superior to very poor according to the scaled scores and index scores.